Hello everyone, I hope you are all good and had an amazing start to the year. This is coming out a little bit later than I wanted to. It's now the 22nd of January, and yeah, it's been a very slow start, but a good start to the year for me. Wasn't well, but then recovered and great, but I'm in a much better place. But I hope you all had an amazing festive period and a great New Year's and have had a great few weeks to the start of 2025. 2025. So I'll kick this year off because I've done a lot of stuff about mindset, why I've gone on this journey and various other little bits, but I really wanted to touch on something a little bit meatier, a little bit more exciting, if you like. So what I'm going to share in this video is a recording of a debt collector. Now this is really interesting. So to give you a bit of a backstory before that recording comes up, okay, I ask a lot of questions. I question a lot of things and I put them in a certain way that it protects myself, and I'm, coming from a higher place, if you like. And this particular one is all about energy. It's all about energy. So the energy supply, they're also titled energy supplies, right? They supply energy. So I raised a question during the energy, quote unquote, energy crisis to my energy supplier: provide proof that you're supplying the energy to the household. That's all I wanted to see, to provide some form of proof that you are supplying energy to this household. And it has now been 3 years. 3 years. They have not been able to provide any proof that they are supplying energy. So I stopped paying. I stopped paying probably about two and a bit years ago. And their responses to it were, we have a device in your household. Well, to that I say, that's all well and good, but that is not providing proof that you're supplying it. It's proof that you're monitoring its usage. There's a difference. So that doesn't count. Then they came back with, we're sending you invoices. I was like, well, that doesn't mean anything. I can send you anybody an invoice. Doesn't mean I'm providing a service. So again, that doesn't count. And then what is it they said? They said, oh, there is a website that shows who's providing energy to each household, but consumers don't have access to it. So it's crazy. They can't provide the proof that they're actually doing it. So why should I pay you? Because you are supposed to be providing me with a service, but yet you can't prove that you're delivering that service. How ludicrous is that? It's absolutely ludicrous. So I've said, well, until you can provide proof that you're providing it, I'm not going to pay you. It's as simple as that. And when you do provide proof, I'll pay you. That's it. No issues, no questions. I'll pay you if you can provide proof that you're doing what everyone believes that you're doing. But my belief on it is, and just from this whole thing and where it's been going on for so long, I don't believe that they do. I believe that they monitor usage, they buy certain amount of energy or what have you from the grid, and then they whack their massive profits on top of it. And then it's basically a monopoly. When you go onto these comparison websites, it's a monopoly on who can win your business based at price. And that's what I believe it is. They've bought a chunk of energy. It's being delivered because it's all connected up to the grid, so it's being delivered no matter what. They're just monitoring usage and then charging us based on usage, but it's not them actually supplying it. is what I believe to be true, just based on this whole thing, that if a so-called energy supplier cannot prove that they're supplying energy, you've got to ask the question, what actually is going on? And the other question, during the whole energy crisis, these companies were making huge amounts of profit. So how does an energy company in an energy crisis make record profits? Make logical sense of that. How? How are they making more profit during an energy crisis than a normal period? Anyway, it's just complete. Again, I believe they pulling the blinkers over our eyes, and they're trying to create a new normality. In my opinion, on this, they're trying to create a new normality, and it's all about this. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. But in my opinion, you have a right as a human being to ask the question. And if someone cannot prove the nature of their business, of what they're doing, then why on earth should we be paying these people? And on a second note, rented property. I'm not in a rented property anymore. But on another note, I asked them, what agreement do I have with you that lawfully obligates me to pay you? Where's a written agreement, contract, which is signed by you and by me, that obligates me from a contractual point of view to pay you? Again, their response was, well, here's a welcome email that means that you signed an agreement. That's not proof of an agreement. That's just proof you've sent me a welcome email, because you've changed it from a previous tenant over to my name. I've not signed anything, agreed to anything. That's not proof of that, first and foremost. And then they came back and said, well, we've got an agreement with such and such person, and we've been supplying energy to, well, again, quote unquote supplying, because they can't prove it, supplying energy to the household since whatever date. I was like, okay, well, that agreement's with them, it's not with me. You've passed it down because you've got new people residing in this household, but you've not. This is an error in your process. You should be providing a contract, an agreement to each new tenant, each new owner, when the ownership or the tenant changes over, so they have an opportunity to agree or not agree with what you're doing. And for you as a, again, supplier, that should be the process. And I've got no contractual obligation to pay you in any way, shape or form, because there's not an agreement in place, and I've now got you in writing lying, because you said there was an agreement in place with me, because you've got a welcome email, and then in the next one you go back and say, well, the agreement's with such and such a person from back then. Like, well, okay, well, so I've got you on record as lying now. So I don't think they have anywhere to go. Anyway, I don't think they have anywhere to go, but here is a recording of a very righteous debt collector coming to the house. It's unedited. It's literally from start to finish. It's about 9 minutes. So I'm going to share this with you, and I'm going to give you some feedback on my thoughts afterwards. Because I've got my own copy, my friend. Okay.
Enforcement officer.
That's cool, my friend. Yeah, no worries. Can I have a look at that again?
Coachman.
Can I have a look at that again, please?
Well, no, you're not recording it, no.
Why?
No. Are you the person in question?
Why not?
I've showed you my ID. You're not putting it on film.
Why?
Because you're not allowed to put it on
Why?
film, okay? Because it's my ID. That's why. Right. It's regarding the outstanding debts to Eon Next Energy Limited,
Right.
right, which stand at £2,001 and 33 pence.
Right.
So obviously I'm here in regards to payment.
Okay.
So how can we resolve this matter?
Have you got a warrant?
I don't need to have a warrant. It's already, all the warrant is gone to court, okay? So all the official documents and paperwork are all signed for
Okay.
and all stated.
Okay, can I
Okay?
see that then, please?
What do you mean see that?
I want to see that it's signed for by a judge.
Listen, the official documents are signed for. We don't carry the official documents, okay? We don't need to.
Well, you should do.
All right? No. We
Okay.
don't need to. So
Okay.
if you want to see any official documents, then get in
Mhm.
touch with the courts or get in touch with our office. But
Okay.
we don't need to, okay? We don't carry official documents with us, okay?
You should do.
Right. So in regards to the matter of payment, 'cause I know you're trying to avoid the questions I'm asking you.
I'm not.
So I'm asking you again in
Yeah.
regards to payments. Right. So can you pay all off? And are you going to pay all off?
Okay, as soon as I have what I've asked for, and I've asked for things from the Eon Next, as soon as I've received those things, stating that
And what things are those?
proof of service, a proof that you're here lawfully.
Excuse me. You know I'm here lawfully.
Please don't
okay?
raise your voice.
So
1 minute. 1 minute.
you know I'm here lawfully.
Stop.
All right.
Stop.
You know I'm here lawfully.
I have kids here.
I wouldn't come here wasting my time. You know I'm here lawfully. So don't scoot around and just make stupid comments and suggestions.
I'm not being stupid.
Okay?
You're being
I'll go to my
aggressive.
vehicle now and I'll get a letter what I'll leave for you.
You can just leave it on the floor.
Because obviously you're just scooting around
not.
the situation.
You're being
My other
heightened.
colleague has already been here before and spoke to you before.
Yeah.
And you've given them the same spiel
I
you're giving
have.
me now. Okay?
Yeah.
So are you going to make any payments whatsoever?
I'm not paying you anything. Why?
So
why
you're
do
not
I?
paying anything?
I'm not paying anything to you.
Even though you owe the money to Eon Energy Limited,
You've
so
not-
you're stating you're not paying anything.
I'm not saying I'm not going to pay anything forever. I've asked for certain things. You're here.
So what?
And
what
you're
cer-
being
again?
being
So what certain?
aggressive.
I'm not being aggressive
You
because
are.
you're not understanding what I'm
I
saying.
am.
So
You're-
what certain things are you asking for then? Which ain't being.
I'm being
which
really
ain't,
calm
which ain't
here.
Being given to you already.
This gentleman, as you can see,
So
is
what
being
certain
really
things are
aggressive.
you asking for which ain't been given to you already?
For you to be here, right, and you are saying that things are signed for by a judge, high court, what have you, you have no legal documentation with you at all. And I know for you to be here
Right.
to insist on payment,
Yeah.
you should have a warrant signed by a judge.
Yeah,
you
which
do not.
we do
You do
have.
not have that.
Which we do have.
Well, I've asked for it to be provided. It's not been provided to me. It's not signed by a judge. Therefore, it's fraudulent. Okay. So
See, you just scared it.
I'm not. I've just answered you the question. You go do what you need to do. Yes.
Okay, you up?
You can put that desk down on the floor.
That's what you.
Put it on the floor.
No, okay. So I'll just show you that enforcement agent warrant. So I'll just show you that there.
Okay.
Okay.
Where's the signature? There's no.
So there.
No. Put it on the floor.
Okay. I'll leave that there. Obviously, we're just going around in circles. The amount's there. Obviously, for enforcement officers has to come out again. Then you may incur more fees.
I won't be incurring
Obviously,
anything.
you'll be
Okay.
incurring daily interest and everything else. Okay.
Yep. I wish you all the
My
very
number's
best.
in there,
Okay.
and our office detailed information's in there. So any paperwork you need to sort out and affiliate that we are doing our job, and we have got the warrant and everything else.
I've seen the warrant.
You can, well, there you go.
But it's
So you
fraudulent.
can
It's
get
not
in touch
signed
with
by
our
a
office
judge.
for that information. But obviously, payment needs to be made, and you making a laugh and a joke.
You have a good day.
You know,
You have a
beyond
good day.
energy, you know, regarding every other people in the country, whatever, make their payments of money for use of the services, okay? Which you've used the services and you're just refusing to pay for it.
Do you understand it?
Paperwork's there.
You have a good day.
So, what did you think? What did you think? He was a very righteous man, wasn't he? Wasn't he? And look, you know, I don't know what they know or what they don't know, but he came across a very righteous man, and this is the right thing to do, and it's not fair on other people. And like, you know, I laugh. I look at this as a game. All right, I look at this as a game. Okay, and the fact of the matter is, one, he wouldn't show his ID on record, and he was very protective for that. And then you've got to raise the question as, well, why? Do you actually know stuff? And you clearly know where I'm recording you. I might know a few things, and you don't want your ID to be recorded. At that point, I could have turned around and said, if you're not willing to show me your ID, any identification, this conversation's over and I can close the door. That's it. But obviously I wanted to use it for educational purposes, and I had this sort of thing in mind, so I went along with it, as you saw. The next thing is a failure to provide a legitimate warrant. Debt collectors are not bailiffs. They're not bailiffs. All right? A bailiff is someone who is sent directly from the courts. It's on a judgment. Again, thankfully, I've never actually had to face an actual bailiff, because I've not done anything seriously wrong in the eyes of the law. So these debt collectors are not bailiffs. They may title themselves a bailiff potentially, but they're not. All right, first and foremost. A debt collector is someone who is working on behalf of a corporation, not the courts. Now, when I asked them the question, as you saw, where's your warrant? And you saw they don't have a legitimate warrant. It's something on a tablet or on a bit of paper that can be. I could create something like that using Word. Like, it's not an official court document that's signed by a judge. All warrants have to be in signature, signed by a judge, to show that they've reviewed the case and they agree that this action should be taken. So that, and there's no seal on it. So you've at that point, as you heard, you've committed fraud, because you're showing me something which is threatening based on something that is false, because you don't have a legitimate warrant. And you heard me say that to him. You don't have a legitimate warrant, so you've got nothing to stand on. I've got you on record committing fraud. So, and as you all saw, he had nowhere to go. He couldn't, and he just walked off. Never saw him again. Never saw him again. And people don't come to see me. I get messages, I get emails and texts, obviously, but no one comes to visit me anymore. Funny enough, they title their debt collection company title it very well. It's High Court Enforcement. They were High Court Enforcement, so they title it in a way to scare you, and that's all they have. Everybody, that's all they have, is threats to scare you, because it's not based on the eyes of the law. These people get paid commission. If you've ever looked, because I have, when I looked anyway, if you just go on like Total Jobs or Indeed or another job seeking website, and look up debt collectors, and you'll see that they get paid commission. Where do you think that commission comes from? It comes from us. So if they get money from us because they're threatening, and you scared and vulnerable, and you've paid just to get them to go away, they get commission based on that. That's why it's so elevated. That's why you see, for example, like ULEZ charges or the Dartford charge. These are like £2. The Dartford charge is £2.50 each way, and then they come up with you with a charge of like hundreds of pounds. I had a ULEZ one, and it was ULEZ is what, £12.50 or something, and the guy came in, it was hundreds. So they're charging you hundreds, one for the debt collection company to make a profit, and also to cover the commission for that individual. These are just businesses. They're just corporations trying their best to suck funds from us and suck out our energy. And as I'm hoping that I really do, I hope this video shows now how much they're stern they are and how much they believe they're coming from the right place. They do not have power over you. They do not have power over you. It's time for us to learn. More and more people, I hope and I pray, start to stand in their own power and stand up to these guys, because all they are bullies. That's all they are. They're just bullies in a playground. Nothing more. They have no authority over you in any way, shape or form. So I hope this was informative. I hope it's given you a little bit more confidence to face these sorts of people. I've never had anyone try to barge into my house, ever. Never. And I've also heard things that if they ever do try to remove things from you, you have to sign something to say that you agree with it. And if you don't sign it, they can't take it. Do you know why? because they do not have your consent or agreement that that action's been taken. And if they just do it, that's theft. That's theft. It's all just a game, everybody. So I hope you found it informative. So please like, subscribe, share with anyone else that you feel this will be beneficial to, that has faced these sorts of people, to give them some power, give them some confidence that you can face these people with confidence, with conviction, and with your power. Have a great day. Speak to you soon, and I'll see you on the next one.